It's fun. Okay. What's up, guys? We are live. Welcome to the Ange Tv Show, guys. It is Thursday today, and I have a very group of special guests backstage. But before I bring them on, guys, I just want to tell you that tomorrow is the moment we have all been waiting for. The Euro Cup 2020 that should have happened last year is starting, okay? And apparently, I read that Andrea Bocelli is going to be singing the national anthem, I believe. So that's going to be really cool. Shout out to, I think it's the Calcio Boys that had it on their Instagram. You guys all know that I like soccer. I played soccer. I like watching international soccer, such as the World Cup, the Euro Cup. And I don't think Italy plays at the Olympics, but you guys get the point. I like to watch soccer. However, I am not an expert by no means in soccer. So what I have for you guys tonight are the experts behind the scene, none other than, drumroll please, the Calcio Guys. Way. What's up, guys? How are you?
Hello.
What an intro. What an intro, Ange. You know what?
Full of energy now.
I don't know if we're the experts, but we'll try our best, Ange, just for you.
Okay, Bello. Okay. Listen, guys, we have Nicholas _ Calcio. I guess that's what they call him. That's his nickname.
My Twitter handle.
That's his Twitter handle. We have Johnny, an amazing friend of mine, longtime friend of mine. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. You, Ange, how's everything? Been a while.
I'm good. It's nice to see you, Johnny. And it's cool that we're talking about something different this time, eh?
You're not wrong.
If you know what I mean.
If it's not our hobbies, it's hockey. And if it's not hockey, now it's soccer.
Yeah. And we also have the wonderful Adriano, a new friend of ours. He was here when we had the Bello Bros on, which is really cool. Thank you for your support, Adriano.
No, I had to show some love, Ange. I see you doing some great work over here with your show, and you got to show some local love. You're in Montreal just like ourselves, so we have to show some love when we can.
Exactly. Brandon is in the building. Brandon Santilli. Pat Ignoro's in the building. We also have my girlfriend Erica, which Nicholas, I believe you know her. She was telling me before the stream.
Yeah, exactly. We had quite a few Italian classes together at Concordia.
There you go.
Nice. So, guys, I guess the burning question is, who are the Calcio Guys? So who wants to start over here?
That's a
Three Musketeers who like to talk about soccer.
Basically, that's what you guys are. So,
lifelong friends.
Yeah,
one case for me, lifelong friend, and the other case cousin. And at the end of the day, we get together every week. We talk about Calcio because we enjoy it. Even though we all support different teams, it's fun for us at the end of the day.
Nice. I didn't know. Who's the cousins? Johnny, your cousins with Adrian?
Yeah. So basically, no, I'm cousins with Nicholas.
Oh, with Nicholas. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains the no hair.
That explains the connection over here.
The genetics. Yeah.
Yeah. No, basically, Nicholas. If I may, guys, I think like Nicholas, pretty much as part of his journalism program at Concordia, had access to the Concordia radio station. And they gave him an hour slot to do whatever he wanted with it. And he's like, well, let's do a soccer show. Cool. And he asked Adrian, he asked myself, you guys want to be a part of it? And I was like, sure. I love to talk. I love to talk about things that I love. And one of the things I love is soccer. So we stuck specifically to Serie A because it's what we watch the most and what we follow the most in terms of the soccer world. And 3 years later, here we are.
Yeah. And just to even wrap that up, I remember, and Nick will remember this story. We live in the same neighborhood, so we were going. I remember we were just playing, we were just shooting the shit, just playing calcio, in one of our local parks, and the idea kind of came from there, I think, and just we're like, you know what, like why don't we try to do this? Like Nick had, like Johnny said, the access at Concordia. It gave us a platform. Yeah. We started off as a radio show, and we transformed it into a podcast. And like Johnny said, 3 years later, here we are. I mean, we're nowhere near big, but we do our best. We show our passions, and just the camaraderie of connections. And I think has been the biggest thing since starting. So
and you guys right now are you're needed right now. I mean, look, guys, it's the Euro Cup. This is what happened basically. I was supposed to have a guest today. It was like the guest of Tuesday. She had to move to Tuesday, so I had an opening. So I said, you know what? I want to talk a bit about the Euro Cup because it's going to start soon. I usually do it on my other channel, but I said, you know what? If you guys are going to come on as a guest, we'll do it here. And listen, I want to know about, we're about to start the Euro Cup. I want to know the lineups. We're going to talk about the lineups, guys, coming. So stay put. We're going to talk about the lineups of Italy. I want to know who's important in the team, who's good, like the weaker players, some of the players that might have been left off in the team that you're really surprised. And then we're going to look at all the other teams. We're going to check out the groups. We're going to do group analysis. And I want to know which two teams, because there's two teams, right, that make it to the next round?
Three, depending. There's 4. What is it, guys? It's 4. The 4 best.
The top 4 third place finishers move on because this year they expanded the Euro Cup from 16 to 24 teams. Because it is the 60th anniversary, I believe, of the competition.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they expanded in 2016. It was already like that in 2016 So they've been expanding. Second edition now.
Tomorrow, they're the opening game tomorrow, Antonia.
Yes, Antonia. The question here, the answer to your question is yes. It's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Unfortunately, I gotta work, guys. Most of the games, most of the qualifying, not the qualifying, but the first round, I can't watch because I'm at work at 3 o'clock, you know. But the good thing is I'm on vacation when we get the knockout rounds, right? So that's gonna be amazing. I could do some pregame, pregame analysis. If you guys are available, you guys could help assist me with that. That would be awesome. Brandon said tomorrow is the day we have all been waiting for. Yeah, it's the opening tomorrow. I can't wait. Thomas O'Connor says Portugal are going to win the whole tournament. Interesting. And Thomas is from Ireland, by the way. So that's an interesting. He's saying he's a neutral, right? And he's saying that Portugal is most likely going to win.
They're a good squad. They're a very fantastic young squad.
Yeah, it's a good pick, right?
Oh yeah, it's a solid pick.
Padignoro said Calabria is not in the lineup. So disappointed.
Same here.
And Brandon said, "What time is it at, Ange? Tomorrow it's at 3 o'clock, guys.
3 p.m.
3 o'clock is the So, guys, how did your passion for soccer start? Like, did you guys play soccer when you were younger?
Yeah.
Really?
I think all 3 of us. I don't know, Johnny. I don't know if you want to say your story first.
Yeah. So basically, I still have my first birthday video, and one of the first gifts I got was a soccer ball. And there's a good 20-30 minute portion of the video just me playing in my backyard with my nunny, just passing the ball around, just kicking the ball. And obviously I'm a baby, right? So all I see is ball, and I'm just like wobbling towards it and stuff, right? But and then basically played soccer as soon as I turned 4 years old. I started playing in a summer league here in Saint Michel, and the World Cup '98 was the first major tournament I remember watching at 5 years old and stuff. And then I just got hooked. Basically, ever since then, I've loved the sport. I follow it. I play it. Not super good at it, but nonetheless, the passion's still there.
It's tough. It's tough. You got to have endurance. Like you're running. You gotta, like I said, endurance. You need speed. It's not as physical as hockey, right? Like there's not as much contact compared to hockey, right? Would you guys agree?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
it's a different sport. It's hard to compare. It's very different.
But soccer is a sport of etiquette, right? Like it's a very everybody's respectful type of thing. Like okay, you'll get the Zidane headbutt every once in a while, but honestly, it's respect. Like somebody falls, the other player picks them back up. It's something you don't really see in hockey that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's. I think it's like apples and oranges. It's kind of like a different aura of sports. It's a European style and etiquette of things, I guess. And here in North American sports, it's a bit different. The trash talk and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's just a different game altogether. To be honest with you, Ange.
And what I like, guys, about soccer, like to me, honestly, like I could say soccer is a beautiful sport. To me, honestly, two of the most beautiful sports I find, in my opinion, like soccer and also basketball, I find is becoming really big. There's a lot of people in a lot of countries that are really interested in basketball. To me, and also football too. A lot of people tell me I don't watch hockey. I watch football. You know what I mean? And I haven't really got into football that much, but they say it's a beautiful sport. You know what I mean?
It's a good sport. It's a very I would say technical sport. There's a lot more technicality to it than people would like to admit. There's a lot of moving pieces going on at the same time. So if you make if one little piece is in the incorrect place, let's say, it can cause a big loss or it can cause a big game-changing event. And the thing about football, what makes it so fantastic is that it's usually one-shot deals. Like in terms of, I'm talking about like American football, it's like one-shot deal where it's like you only get one opportunity to actually prove yourself or perform, and if you don't, well, see you next year type of thing.
Or or you go to the CFL there. Which I don't even know if it's still around, but anyways.
It is. Well, I think football, to follow football, you need to know the rules. You know, if you're going to watch soccer or the other type of football, it's an easy sport to just, you don't need to know anything. You just watch it. You know that the goal's to put the ball in the net, and that's it. So that's why it's the global sport, right?
Brandon's getting impatient. He says, who do you guys think is going to be the outright winner of the Euro? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Do you want to keep it for later, or do you just want to give your prediction right away?
Let's keep it for later.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
Keep it for later.
Keep the suspense.
Exactly, because if we give it away now, there's no point of going through the groups and analyzing it all and then putting it all together, right?
Exactly.
Because we also have to look at who's going to play who if we win, right?
Exactly.
So, but Brandon, I'm pretty sure you know. Well, there's who's gonna win and who do you want to win. There's two different things, right?
Ange. That's the answer right there.
Yeah. Thomas said, since Ireland aren't in, I'm supporting Scotland and the best left back in the world, Robo.
I don't know about that.
Oh my God, Thomas, he's too funny. Guys, tell us a bit about the Calcio Guys podcast. What do you guys like? I mean, like, do you guys talk about Serie A? Do you talk about the Euro? Do you talk about other countries? What exactly do you guys discuss on the Calcio Guys podcast?
Well, I think you said it right there. I think with the Calcio Guys, and we are all three come from Italian roots. We're proud of it, and we follow the Serie A immensely. Like Nick said, we do have different teams that we support, but we come together and love or hate each other on that specific week. We come together and we talk Serie A, and obviously in special occasions like this, if it's like World Cup, Euros, any international friendly with the Azzurri, we all cheer for the Azzurri in the same fashion. So we definitely come together for that. But we have a weekly show. We try to bring on a guest every week to talk about whatever's going on in the cultural world or in the Serie A world. If it be games or if it be transfers, if it be controversy, because there's always controversy in Italy. About culture. So listen, we come together as the three of us. We try to connect with as many people as possible. Here in North America, that like soccer in North America, Ange, or even abroad. We've had some guests from abroad as well, and I think the love of the game that brings everybody together, and that's kind of what has been our passion, has been our motto, our drive, and just connecting everybody with the sport that we love, and if we can make some connections and trying to just get the word out there, because here in North America, it's like there's only a select crowd that really follows or really knows about the Serie A or really knows about Italian soccer. And listen, it's far from what it was back in the day. But I think slowly, the league is getting there. There's obviously a lot of work to do, but we just try to get as much coverage as we can in English, here across the pond. So we try our best to do that.
It's nice to see you guys come together for a common cause, and it's like you're doing it for the passion. You know what I mean? You guys like
exactly.
It's funny because, like I said, I don't watch Italian soccer, English soccer for any matter. Like I don't watch any soccer besides the big events, right? So it's really interesting that you guys actually watch what leads up to the Euro Cup and the World Cup. You know what I mean? That you guys the ins and outs. You know what I mean? Which is great. It's like there's not a lot of people that take the time to do that. You know what I mean?
It makes it more stressful. It makes it more stressful when it gets to the Euros because you're stressed about the squads. You're stressed, about injuries, about the players, this and that. And it's like obviously when we were younger and for me personally, when I was younger, like I would just watch the major tournaments, right? I wouldn't watch the Serie A, especially like pre 2015, let's say, it was kind of hard to watch Serie A in Canada. Like streaming wasn't like it is now. So, every 4 years I'd get super, super pumped about Italy, rightfully so. But now it's all year round thing. And, it's part of the seasons. It's still exciting, but, it gives another perspective when you realize, there's a club season, there's this season. But especially the build up, as I all season this year we were talking about who's Italy going to bring to the Euros. Nobody else. If you don't watch Serie A from every 2 years, basically from August until the June from 2 years later, you don't think about it. Us, we do.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's like breathing. Like we it's like a reflex. Ange. We eat, breathe, sleep, shit, calcio. That's kind of what we've been doing for these past years.
Ange, if I can give a good comparison, it's like only watching Team Canada in the Olympics, but you're not watching the NHL. I guess that's what it is. Like we take the extra step to watch the NHL. Like that's the way we see it, and it's cool to see. And it's not as hard as you think. Obviously, there's many different streaming services, both legal and illegal.
What's IPTV? Pat's saying thank God for IPTV.
Does he mean IFTV?
No, IPTV. It's the unpaid for streaming service.
Okay.
No, it's okay. We support that too.
Yeah, Pat said I would love to see Italy-Portugal final, and that's exactly what I want to see, guys. Now, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but that would be really, really cool. Why? Because I work with a lot of Portuguese, first of all, so that would just be like
you can stick it to them
bragging rights for years. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, it gets really. Listen, there's no sport like soccer when it comes to like just I don't want to say rivalries, but like just. It gets really, really emotional, guys. Like when France plays Italy.
Oh yeah.
What are other rivalries in soccer? Like countries like Germany and who else?
Germany, Italy, France, England. Brazil, Argentina. If you want to go to South America,
but it gets really personal. And I'm telling you, like I've lost friends in the past over posts I made. You know what I mean? I'm not joking.
Wow.
Yeah,
it sounds like me when I used to post hockey.
And you know what? It kind of sucks that we don't have all the nations being represented. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot. Like my friend is Armenian. Actually, I think Italy beat them 9-1. I was checking in the website there. I think it was a pregame. It's sad to see. Like I think Armenia never made the Euro Cup. I believe he was telling me. Like it sucks that. It's the Euro Cup, and not all countries are represented. You know what I mean? Like, it would be cool to give a chance to everybody. Now, I know they had a chance to qualify, but you can't compare the machines of like the Bundesliga and all the other countries. There's soccer clubs. You cannot compare like the investments and the player development and stuff like that. Thomas said Premier League best league in the world. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's not wrong, but we'll respectfully disagree.
Unbiasedly, like because given the funding that they receive, it's obvious. Like they're the Hollywood of soccer in a sense that all the money's there, all the TV rights are there, all the attention is there, all the stars and the bright lights are there. But that's the thing. It has a bit of a superficiality to it. Fantastic league, fantastic players that play in it. Are like non-biased, yes, it is the best league, but it depends on how you like your coffee. If you like a lot of sugar and cream and all the razzle dazzle with the whipped cream and whatnot, you watch Premier League. If you want a simple, nice espresso, just take nice little sips and just relax, Serie A is the type of place for you.
Hey, wow! You guys know what you're talking about. Have you guys been to the bars yet? Like restaurants, bars to watch games? No,
not yet. Not yet.
Okay, but you can see yourself during the Euro doing that, right? For sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
maybe.
Little Italy is the place to be, right? When Italy plays, especially if they go far and if it's a final. So I don't know. We'll definitely see. I'm happy to see that our local cafes, bars. With the terraces and now the indoor dining, I'm glad to see them hopefully start to get back onto their feet. We see on social media, and just other places that we follow as well. So it's just great to see, and it's great to see that it's happening at a time where there's a big event going on. Not to say that we're encouraging going crazy and getting together. But
yeah,
I think everybody deserves it after this year and a half, Ange.
Yeah, you know what? Especially, listen, if you're an Italian Montreal right now, you're just like living the dream. Like the Habs are like in the conference finals. Italy's gonna start playing.
You have to specify. You have to specify Italian Hab or Italian Portuguese, Spanish.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
French, English.
Chinese are Bruins.
Any
By the
European.
way, my condolences, kid.
Any European Habs fan in Montreal, like it's fun right now. I have on my car. I have an Italy flag and I have a Habs flag. Probably the only time I'm gonna be able to do that.
You can't even say Italian Montrealers because half of them are Bruins fans. Because when they first came, like I said, they didn't want to support the Canadians because it would be like supporting the Quebecois. So what was their biggest rival at the time? The Bruins. Who was the Italian player on the Bruins? Phil Esposito. He was scoring all kinds of goals.
Listen, Thomas said, let's just hope England won't win or we'll never hear the end of it.
We won't.
Listen, what is it with this curse? Like, did England never win the Euro?
No, they never won the Euro.
They won a World Cup.
What's coming home? It never had a place to stay over there.
Okay, but how come? Why has it been so hard for them to pass the next round? Like, if I remember correctly,
they only won one World Cup.
But I mean, in the Euros, like,
and you're a hockey fan, right?
Yeah.
Toronto Maple Leafs. That's it.
Basically, that's what it is.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
And
all this hype for nothing.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they also have like we were talking about a bit before about like the Premier League and everything. It's like all the lights, all the pressure. Everybody knows their players. Everybody expects them to go far, and unfortunately, they do choke. It's just the reality of things, and I think that added pressure. I don't know if it gets to them. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. We're not taking England's players for granted. They do have a good team. They do have a good squad, but I think it's a different animal once you go into like an international tournament. In a tournament setting, it's a lot different, right? And they got to come together, and it's just different. But I think
and you know what, guys? It's like soccer. There's very little goals scored compared to hockey, so it's like. Games, there's a lot of games that they're settled 1-0 or it's a draw and then you go to shootout, whatever. So it's like you get really stressed when somebody scores a goal. Like if the other team scored the first goal, you're in trouble, dude.
Yeah, and I think also England's issue, just to add to it before we move on. A good friend of mine follows the Prem very well. He's Italian that should have been English type of thing because he's. I don't know. He's just more of an English bloke than an Italian, and he explained to me how on the national team, for some reason, club rivalries still take a factor in the team chemistry.
Wow.
They take it to heart because especially that they're obviously brought up that way. And sometimes Man United players will not give the ball or work well with Man City players. It sounds very silly to say, but from the way, back for example, in the John Terry, Lampard, Gerrard days, rivalries were such a thing. I don't know if this new young generation of English players are the same way. I mean, from the last World Cup, we saw that they weren't really playing that kind of style, but they still weren't there yet. But that's the thing with England. They always have a lot of hype. They always have like, oh, this guy's good, that guy's good, and they just never perform to expectations.
So there's rivalry within the team.
Yeah, like it's
wow. I can't believe
it. They actually take club representation to heart. Some of them. And I'm not saying every
very old school mentality. It's very
in Italy.
Okay, so I'll give you like kind of like a parallel in the film industry. Okay, it's like when The Rock comes in Fast and Furious, and then Vin Diesel gets all upset and jealous, right?
There you go.
It's
the bigger muscles.
like they're on the same set, they're doing the same movie, but it's just ego starts to kick in,
Yeah, for sure.
Thomas said, I'm very hopeful that Ireland will qualify for next Euros because players like Troy Parrott and Caumin Kelleher have just given us a big upgrade in the attack and defense. Awesome. You said because the club rivals were so intense, I think that's why the mid-2000s English teams never won anything. Because they had an absolutely amazing team. Yeah, I agree.
That English team in the early 2000s was beautiful. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Lampard was just, and even Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney was like
every position they had pretty much.
Look, we're gonna talk about who's the greatest player, guys. So maybe that could. No, I don't think Wayne Rooney will be one, but you never know. He's a candidate, right? Listen, guys. Why is soccer the most popular sport in the world? Why is it that so many people play it? Why?
What do you need to play soccer?
Yeah, it's so accessible.
Shin pads?
No.
Not even. You need anything round.
An alleyway. You and I are in an
need your
alleyway,
feet.
right?
You need your feet, and you need something, a ball. And if you want to make a net out of whatever, it's so easy, Ange.
The net will be this tree to that tree. We'll use this water bottle as the ball, let's say, and
exactly.
Yeah,
go ahead.
In elementary school, we used to play in the winter. We used to play with a tennis ball on the snow,
and then against the fence. So it used to be the goal.
Yeah, against the fence. Yeah. Sometimes someone would step on the tennis ball and it would break, so we'd have to get another tennis ball. It's an easy game to pick up.
See, you guys had like little balls or whatever to play with or whatnot. Same like at St. Dorothy.
Sorry, St. Michelle had the rock. Sorry. Yeah.
No, we had water with little chubby bottles. Those little soda bottles. Whichever kid brought that, he was like the captain of the game, or she was the captain of the game. And I know, like you were a god if you brought that little, because you knew at lunchtime after lunch you're gonna go out there and play some soccer with this bottle.
Mm-hmm.
There was always that one kid that stomped on the bottle and dragged it, and now it's like a flat thing. And it's like, come on, man, that's not how you play soccer.
I remember when it used to rain, we would have to do like our recess in the gym.
Same. Yeah, same here.
People used to throw tennis balls. I remember I got one in the nose once. It was bad. Like a guy shot a tennis ball on the wall, and then it bounced off and then hit me in the nose. I started bleeding like crazy, It was crazy. But those were the good. Listen, I think the best time of my life, I used to go to General Vani, like the elementary school. I went to Coubertin, but then they shipped me to General Vani. Anyways, we used to play with the rubber ball there. Oh, it was so fun, guys. I'm not joking, one of the best memories of my life is playing soccer in the schoolyard. And then we would do, like, I was in grade 3. We used to play against grade 6, grade 5. We would do a World Cup. We would play all the grades, and we always used to win my year.
There you go.
We had some amazing players. That
answers the question. That answers the question, Angela. Why is soccer the most popular sport in the world? Exactly the way you're explaining it. It's accessible. Easily. Yeah. Anybody can play. You're good. You're bad. You're rich. You're poor. You can play soccer, right? So it doesn't matter.
And also, like in the obviously the warm countries are going to be able to play it. In the colder countries like Russia, they still play soccer. Iceland plays soccer. Anywhere, Norway, they still play soccer. So whereas people like in Argentina aren't playing hockey, right? Or Peru, where it's very hot, right? And it's expensive to play hockey.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much answers the question. Now, guys, who are your favorite teams? All of you guys. I'm going to say mine. My club actually is Milan, AC Milan. I've always been an AC Milan fan. Don't throw eggs at me or anything. But who are your favorite clubs, guys?
Johnny, wait. Does Johnny want to go first?
We'll leave Johnny for last.
Okay, good idea. Nick, take
I think I know his club, by the way, but we'll see. Anyways.
I'm a Juventus fan, and the reason is that I have my mom's side of the family is originally from Sicily.
Okay.
But when my grandparents immigrated here, some family immigrated here, some family went to Torino. So I have family in Torino. One time my grandmother went to Torino. She brought me back a Del Piero shirt, Juventus Del Piero shirt. Just because of that, I asked questions.
He was an amazing player. Del Piero, I'm sorry, but he was my brother's favorite player.
Yeah.
I used to love Del Piero. This guy was a class act.
Yeah. And then when I watched him in the 2006 World Cup, that was like, hey, that's the guy on the back of my shirt, Like that was pretty much the first time I was watching him. And, because of that, it stuck as a Juve fan.
Pat's favorite team is that AS Roma?
Yeah. Roma, I would assume so.
Okay. What about you, Adriano? What's your favorite team, buddy?
Yeah, so me, it's Milan. I'm a big Milan fan. Again, I think, I didn't get to see all of the Paolo Maldini days, but I saw the tail end of that. Obviously, like Nick mentioned, the 2006 World Cup for us, it sticks in our hearts, it sticks in our brains. Yeah. Those were memories we'll never forget in the best days of our life.
We're going to talk about that for sure.
Yeah, and growing up, I think my first, one of my first, or if not my first Calcio kit, I got it for my birthday, like way back when, from my uncle, my tio Vittorio. It was a Milan kit. Again, I didn't really know too much of it. I can't say I really followed, club soccer, but After learning a bit more, watching a bit more, playing the PlayStation, the World Cup, like I said, a lot of those players on that team came from Milan. Rino Gattuso, Andrea Pirlo, Pippo Inzaghi, like these guys.
Workhorses, those guys.
These guys are workhorses, legends, and you just kind of fell in love, and it stuck. And ever since then, pretty much been following. And obviously now, as you get older, you follow a bit more. I'm proud to say I'm a proud Milan Club Montreal member, so it's our official fan club here in the city.
Nice.
And I'm a member of that. So the passion keeps on growing. If they're doing good, if they're doing bad, I'm always by their side. And it's again like the Azzurri, like just the sport in general. The passion keeps on growing, and from that first kit up until now, I'm still a fan, and I'll always be a fan. And I can't. It just again, love of the game.
Do you guys watch the Impact, by the way?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Did it start?
CF Montreal.
Yeah. The CF Montreal now.
The snowflakes.
It started in April. They're about a 500 team now. No, actually, they're 15, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. So typical Impact.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. The reason why I like to go watch it, first of all, is that it's cheap, right? Like, I'm not gonna pay right now $1,500 to go see a Habs game. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's crazy. Like, come on,
it's crazy.
I gotta get married. I gotta get kids. Like, $1,500 is not in my cards
right now. I used to bring Nicholas to the Ultras, and he had a lot of fun with the Ultras.
But you know what though? When I went to see the Impact game, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Any seat you have is a good seat. That's the beauty Stadium, of it. That's the beauty of it, Also, Thomas said there's nothing like a Champions League match night at Anfield. Oh my God, it's too funny.
No comment.
All right, off to the next big question. Who is the greatest soccer player of all time and why? Now, I'm going to give my own. Honestly, guys, it's not somebody recent. It's somebody actually at the beginning of football history. I don't know if it was the beginning, but it's somebody from a long time ago. Pele. To me, Pele, there's not one player that I could compare to him. I understand the times were different, but if there's a guy that people will remember forever, to me, it's Pele. So what about you guys? Who, in your opinions, who are the greatest players of all time? One player.
Well, one player, Diego Maradona. Diego Maradona basically carried Argentina to a World Cup. He made Napoli relevant, made them win 2 league titles and a major European title. To the point where, as an attacking mid, had all kinds of scoring records, which is not too out of the question, but still is significant to mention. Despite his demons, the man. If you're Napolitan, the man's immortalized. You cannot. He's the saint at that point.
I am Napolitan, but I don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. To me, it's I don't see okay, if you're from Montreal, you have to be a Habs fan. I don't see it that way.
I know that, but it's just just looking at what he did. Simplify it quickly before Adrian and Nick have a say. It's that. Thing about there's the big 3 in Italy, the 3 teams that always win: Juve, Milan, and Inter. Always. It's 95% of the time. Every once in a while, a team from the south or another northern team might have a chance or opportunity to win the title, but it's so far and few between. So the fact that Maradona made a southern team relevant and made them win the league, which was almost unheard of at the time, and win a major European title. And this was it's not as if it was a well-funded club. It was a club that, they took a shot with him, they got lucky, and they got rewarded for it. They didn't have the finances to match the other major teams. Yeah. Because the only difference between, one of the big differences between North American sports and European sports is that European sports, nowadays FIFA fair play, but it doesn't exist. Financial fair play, sorry, it doesn't exist. It's more like if you have the money, you buy the player, you get the player. So, and you're gonna obviously can create a super team, But that's why it's so big in my mind.
Okay. Before you guys go on, Thomas said Messi, no debate. So to him, Messi is the greatest player of all time. I would disagree, but that's my opinion. He says number 2 is Diego Maradona, number 3 is Cristiano Ronaldo, 4 Pele, and then Ronaldinho. That's interesting. We're gonna talk a bit about Ronaldinho. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about it now. okay, like I said, I'm not a soccer expert, but when Brazil won in 2002, I believe, Ronaldinho was on the team. The guy was a phenomenal player, dude. Like, since I was born, like throughout my life, he's probably one of the most spectacular players.
You know how many times I used to go play soccer in the park, and some little kid would pull a deep, and everybody would yell, "Dino!"
Yeah. But my question is, why wasn't he chosen after that? I don't get it.
Oh, I mean, the guy kind of he kind of slowed down. I think didn't he win a championship?
I think he had a couple of injuries. Like when he was in his prime, he was a fantastic player, but for the era that he played in, early 2000s, that's when players started having these longer careers, like Ronaldo and Messi, and Ronaldinho just didn't match up to that. He's still a fantastic player, no doubt.
He's still a legend.
He's still one of the best, but I don't think I don't think, like, if you're going to talk about the greatest, you're going to mention Maradona, you're going to mention Pelé, Messi, and Ronaldo. Ronaldinho, sure, you could be on the fringe of that, but he wasn't in it for the money. Just the fun. He definitely looked like he had fun on the pitch.
It was fun to watch him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, everybody wanted to do that.
I was shocked when he wasn't chosen after the 2002 World Cup. So, guys, who are your greatest players of all time? Go ahead, Adriano.
Yeah, you know what? It's a tough question. I think obviously we didn't see all the greats from the past. Like Johnny mentioned Maradona. Rest in peace, Maradona. He is a god. And he was a fantastic player. Had the problems off the pitch, but when he was on the pitch, he was on his game, and you can't deny that. For me, it's tough. I don't know. I'm torn between two players, and again, I didn't really get to see one of them. But for me, from what I hear, from what I've seen highlights of, and just the aura that he's brought in, Roberto Baggio, I think has to be named in there. Absolutely, 100%. And if people disagree, that's fine. But I think Roberto Baggio is one of those players that, especially for the Italian national team, or just maybe even the cultural world, we might not see in a while. So between Roberto Baggio and Paolo Maldini, because I think Maldini, for me, not only is he an Italian, he is a Milan legend. The longevity, playing in an era where we're talking about legends pretty much on every team, and he's played in one of the best eras that I know, maybe more recent times, right?
Like the guy arguably is probably the greatest left back and center back of all time at the same time.
Was he like the Bobby Orr of soccer?
More than Bobby Orr.
I don't know what you want to label him as, but whatever the label is, like he's a winner, right? He's won the league, he's won the Champions League. He unfortunately didn't really win internationally, which I think is a shame. But again, I think if it was a different year, he could have won the Ballon d'Or. Roberto Baggio did. These guys are winners and legends, and goats, if you want to use that term. So for me, those two players stick out in I guess more recent times. I would say, and again, I don't want to hear it that Baggio missed the penalty in '94. That's he's not a legend. He's a legend. He carried the team. He carried that team in that tournament, and it didn't even matter if he would have missed. Franco Baresi missed. That's another legend that we speak about, right?
Didn't Massaro also miss all the?
I think so. Like
all the Milan guys.
It wasn't their day. This guy wants to.
Guys, Biagio is one of those guys that it kind of overshadows his career. That one penalty kick that you missed. It's unfortunate. It's exactly what you're saying. He's an amazing player, highly talented. He's probably one of the best Italian players internationally, right? Like
he's the best
with the gameplay, and because he missed that kick, everybody's like, disgrace is that, So
I agree, Ange. But that's like people, and no disrespect to anybody, but that's people with like kind of a bit of blinders, if I can say that. You know what I mean? Because if they paid attention in the tournament, and again, this is before my time. I'm born '96. I was '94, so I wasn't even born. But from what I saw, highlights, and from what I've been told, and from what I've just seen on my own time, Roberto Baggio was the guy. Like he was, everybody, like from the iconic look with the ponytail, kind of like a bit of a bad boy, but at the same time, everybody loved him. Like he was just the guy in that era. And I think from now and for the future, I think people will forever remember Roberto Baggio's name.
If
I
want to answer this question after. I don't know.
Okay.
So, like, one thing I want to say about the Baggio thing is that just what AG said, no disrespect. If you're somebody who just watches just the national team, that's all you're going to see about Roberto Baggio.
Exactly.
But if you actually follow the sport, you're going to realize that Baggio's the only reason why Italy made it to the finals in '94.
Really?
On YouTube, there's the Italy versus Nigeria round of 16 game. It's free. Anybody can watch it.
Okay.
Nigeria were the African Cup champs. I think it was the first time they won it. I can be wrong on that fact, but they were a very strong team going.
Do you know what? They're actually pretty good. Like Nigeria, if I remember from the last
competition, they're still good, and they're still good now too.
Today,
they have
they're good now.
They have a great roster, and they're young, so they have plenty of time. So they're up 1-0. And it's like the 60th, 70th minute, Italy loses a player, and we're down 1-0, and we're playing with 10 men.
Yeah.
Joe just goes on another level, and he scores the tying goal, and he scores the game-winning goal off a penalty kick. Baggio, you can say, is probably like a Sidney Crosby type of player if you want to compare it to hockey terms.
Really?
He's got the brain. He's got the knowledge of the sport, and he fits it so well. He can make anybody around him better.
Did he win anything? Did he win any awards?
He won Ballon d'Or. I think he won
Scudetti. He won Scudetti, no?
Yeah, he's won league titles and stuff.
He won a UEFA Cup with Juventus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he just like, if people want to take a look at that penalty shot, they're just being very microscopic because Baggio throughout their time, even in Italy 90, the guy was a monster, and he lost in the semifinals to Argentina, and Napoli, it's unfortunate to say, but even in that tournament, he was a monster. And if Italy would have beat Argentina, they probably would have won that World Cup because Baggio was just going to do it for them.
Plus, he played on some big teams. But he played on some big teams, right? At club level too. He played for Fiorentina, Juventus, Milan, Inter. He went to Brescia after Bologna. Like, this guy went around the block and still was relevant even at the later stages of career. When he ended it off, I think with Brescia. Standing ovation at San Siro in Milano. Like people just respected him so much. He was like a step above, I think, everybody else, and I think that's why people will remember his name. For me, I would put Maldini in there as well, but that's just maybe more my bias. But for me, definitely Roberto Baggio has to be mentioned.
Nicholas, you said you wanted to answer this question. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, if Baggio scored that, Brazil would have just scored the next penalty and won the World Cup. But if in another hypothetical, if Italy wins that World Cup, I don't think they would have won the 2006 World Cup because they would have had the mentality like, we accomplished it in '94. Let's just, not that they would have tried it in 2006, but maybe that World Cup loss made them hungry. The World Cup loss in '94 in penalties. '98 they lose in penalties. 2000 they lose on a golden goal. 2002 the scandal with the refereeing. 2004 they lose in group stage. Every loss basically from 1990 to 2006 just added to their hunger and made the Italian team better and made them more resilient and then made them win that 2006 World Cup.
You know what?
So if they win the 94 World Cup, maybe they don't win 12 years later.
I'm telling you, you're making me feel much better now that Baggio missed. And listen, there's countries, guys. There's countries that if you don't score, some players have been killed for not performing or not scoring.
Was it Colombia?
Exactly. It was in the 90s. 94.
94. It was 94. Colombia was the best South American team going into it, and they had a legitimate team to actually go the distance, and pressure just collapsed on them. Like, basically, they did not deliver in the group stage. No, I think they was the round of 16 game. It was caused by an own goal. I can't remember the exact.
It was an own goal.
I don't know.
It was an own goal. That player was the one that actually got shot.
They came back to the country. They killed them.
Yeah, because that was also around the time that. Oh my God! It was the Pablo Escobar passed away, and the drug world was just up and running. Literally, the drug world ran Colombia, and that player was told to stay. Like his teammates say, just stay inside. And he's like, no, I'm tired of hiding and staying. I want to go out in the world. I believe the Colombian people are beautiful people. Yada yada yada. He goes to a bar. People recognize him. A couple of guys recognize him. They shoot him shots. They give him teases and stuff about like, you missed. Why did you do this? Why did you score on yet? But and he gets to a bit of a verbal spat, but apparently nothing happened after that. But when he went to his car, those same guys came out with a gun and shot him while he was in his driver's seat, and it really shocked the soccer world. But yeah, no, like it's crazy how some countries, you know, like World Cup or Euro Cup is not so much Euros, but like the World Cup, especially for some of the smaller nations, when they see their guys up in the big stage at the big international competition, it sometimes it can be life or death for them, and it's scary. But thankfully, I don't think there's ever been an incident like that ever since.
Ever again, that should never happen. There should never be any hate like that, or you know, people make mistakes, and it's a sport, guys. Like, you know, it's not fight till the death over here. You know, but
when you have drug lords gambling large amounts of money on the game and they lose millions,
there you go. It's the most gambled sport.
That's what happens.
Yeah, no doubt. Sure. Guys, how could we not talk about Italy winning the World Cup in 2006, guys? Where were you? Where were you at that point? I was on vacation. I was in Wildwood. I was on the beach, and there was nobody to celebrate with. What about you guys?
I was at home with my mom, her kumbar, and my brother and her daughter. Like, we were just basically like Ange. We were. Because you're my year, right? Yeah, you're my age. We were like 14, 15 years old, so we didn't have our license yet, you know. And fortunately, all my friends were with their families, so we couldn't take the bus to Saint Laurent when we won. But we went afterwards. But I was at home. How about you guys?
Okay.
Nick, take it away.
I was at a family friend's house. Well, it was more. My sister's friend, her family, we were there. I was a bit upset that we were going that day because every game of the elimination of the knockout stage, me and Adriana watched it together. So my assumption was that we were going to watch the final together. And then like that morning, my mom was like, "Yeah, we're going to, you know, so and so's house." And I remember like being like upset. You know, I was 9 years old, 15 years ago. Yeah, I was 9 years old. I was upset. Obviously, I wasn't upset later on in the day. But after that, you know, we went there, then we went to my grandparents after the game, and then you know, my aunt and uncle were there. You know, we met up with them. Then we went to Little Italy. We paraded down Little Italy, which was, you know, a fantastic experience. And you know, I was 9 years old. I was 9 years old, and I remember so much of the day, and it's amazing.
In Montreal, how was it? Because I wasn't in Montreal. Was it just like,
it was nuts.
The city was jammed. Like,
crazy.
Okay, but they say back in the days, like when Italy won 1982, I'm sure it was crazy. But would you think it compared to 2006?
Yeah,
I think it's out of our time. So
we wouldn't remember.
But you know what? Whatever it was, I think it was big. It was big. If Italy won or if Italy did well, it's big here in Montreal. We know that as us.
Yeah, I want to say something actually, because in 1982, okay, they used to do Sandandon. They used to do like the saint parties in the streets before. Now they don't do that anymore. So I think in 1982 was probably just as big, if not bigger, because of the Italian community. It was very densely Italian populated in like New York and Toronto, whatever. You know what I mean? It was like almost segregated, if you want to put that word. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why the community came together. It was crazy. But I think in 2006, it still was like that here in like Saint Leonard RDP. It was still very, very Italian. You know what I mean? So
I think the closest simulation of Saint Laurent that I've seen that was like 06 was probably in 2012 when we beat England in penalties. It was on Saint Jean, so everybody was on Saint Laurent Street, like the restaurants, the bars. I was at Pizzeria Napolitana, and like it was full. Like we were standing up to watch the game, and then when they won, we flooded the streets.
That must have been amazing, dude. That's one of the biggest regrets of my life, to be on vacation. I'm getting goosebumps right now.
But that's what it is, crazy. Right? Like, yeah, that's what it is. You know, like when Italy wins, like I said, like they're Italians go crazy. Like I think we know how to party. I think that's what it comes down to.
We know how to show our pride.
For sure. Thomas says, I have two bets for the Euros. One is for Portugal to win, and Harry Kane to finish top scorer, and the other is France to win and Griezmann to finish top scorer. Okay, those are good bets.
I hope you got good odds on that.
It depends on who plays more between Griezmann and Mbappe, but I think it's a very plausible thing.
Yeah. Pat said I was 10 years old on 82 and wearing a Paolo Rossi shirt.
Rest in peace, Paolo Rossi.
Yeah. Guys, we're gonna get into the squad right now. I have the squad over here. Okay, so I want to know your input. Like I said, I know some of the players, most of the players I don't know. So goalkeeping, guys. Let's start with goalkeeping. By the way, guys, this is Team Italy. For those of you guys that don't know, this is the squad for Italy. This is the team that me and the Calcio guys are going to be going for, and some of you guys that are watching as well. Okay, so the goalkeepers. We have obviously Donnarumma, right? He's the main goaltender.
Yeah, number one. He's our number one.
Is he a solid goaltender, this guy? Because I haven't watched him. I heard his name like crazy, but this guy's a solid.
And just to give you a bit of backstory, this guy he played for Milan. Now we don't know where he's gonna play. There's all transfer rumors with him now.
Really?
Money, not money, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. That's what they're saying. I don't think it's 100% confirmed, but anyways, we'll put that aside. Just to give you a bit of backstory quickly before we move on. This guy debuted when he was 16 years old. 16 years old. He's 22 years old. He already has over 250 appearances for Milan. Wow. So just to put all your listeners into perspective, this guy debuted at 16 years old. He's only 22 years old now, and he still has, I would probably say, another 20 years because our goalkeepers, they age like fine wine. He can, if he stays on course and if his head's on straight, another 20 years he can play. So he's our number one. This tournament,
so that's really good then.
Tournaments in the future, big time.
So we have like a young Buffon then.
Yeah, we hope.
If you want, if you want. Well, he's the best. I would say he's the best young goalkeeper.
And then you have Sidi-Gu. He's a bit older. He's 34. But he's good to back him up. Yeah,
he's like the backup to the backup. That's what Sidi-Gu is.
And we also have Alex Merritt. I had never heard of him. So Merritt,
third string,
24 years old,
young goalie.
And Nicholas, don't start with that. He's backup.
What?
He's not third string.
Yeah, he is. He's third string. No. Why does Sidi-Gu have the number one? I know Donnarumma should have the number one, but
because he's got the veteran presence.
If Donnarumma gets hurt, Sidi-Gu. I'm sorry, John. If Donnarumma gets hurt, Sidi-Gu is going in nets. We all know it.
He's the guy with the worst save percentage in Serie A.
He sat his whole career behind Buffon. Now he has to sit behind Donnarumma.
That's the point.
Pat says Donnarumma is a beast. Thomas O'Connor says I think Chiesa is going to have an amazing tournament. I don't know.
We'll get into that, Thomas. We'll get into that.
Okay, Giovanni Di Lorenzo, good defender, guys.
Really good.
Yeah,
really good. Very fast, very offensive. He plays on the right back slot. He plays for Napoli. He's a player that can cover himself in case he makes a mistake, and also provides great offensive pressure. Prone to making some errors in the offensive half. He might mishandle the ball, or he might make a misjudgment on a pass. But overall, good quality right back.
And he's kind of like a veteran. Is 27 a veteran in soccer?
It is, but for him, it's his first tournament. And he's a backup, so he might come in the group stage. We don't know, but
this is a veteran.
Don't forget, a lot of our players missed out in 2020.
Il Capitano.
Sorry, Johnny, what were you saying?
Don't forget, they missed out on a tournament in 2018 because they didn't qualify. So a lot of these players, it's their first tournament, but they're in their mid to late 20s and stuff. They missed out on a big point in their life. So
I'm getting agita just hearing that, Johnny. Please.
I'll stop.
This guy, guys, this guy Chiellini, I love this guy. I love. He's amazing. I don't care how old he is. He's always going to be good. This guy. What do you think?
100%. I agree.
He's amazing.
He had a fantastic. He had a fantastic season for Juventus. Like last season, he got hurt at the beginning, and he missed a lot of it. And then he'd come back at another injury, and he had a tough season last year. But this year, he came back. He was healthy, and he really
The question is,
he showed the world why he's good.
He needs to stay healthy, but he's on. I think he's on the way out, but that's my personal opinion. But for right now, the experience that we need, he's the guy. He's our captain. So we're gonna back him, but he just needs to stay healthy. Like Nick said, like he had a bit of the injury bug last season into this season a bit. He's got to stay healthy. If he's on the pitch, I just don't know if he's gonna be able to play all the group stage and then all the games in the knockout stages consecutively. It might be a bit much. So we have backup though. I think we're good.
We also have Leonardo, hang on a second, Spinazzola. Is it a type of meat, this? He's 28 years old, guys. What can you say about this guy? He's good?
He's good. He's
fast. Good. He's a good left back. He's probably not going to be the number one starting left back. They're probably going to go with Emerson. But
no, I think he's going to be starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the group stage games, you can argue more or less they're going to experiment a bit, but like
Emerson, that's what Johnny was talking about.
Yeah.
He sounds like a Brazilian name, Emerson.
Yeah, he's Brazilian-Italian.
Plays for Chelsea, 26 years old.
He won the Champions League title this year for Chelsea.
So we have some good players, guys.
Okay, Andrew, you're going to love this. He's one of 2 Brazilian-Italians that won the Champions League title this year with Chelsea.
Wow. Unbelievable. Acerbi, this guy I never heard of. He's 33 years old. So why take him so late?
Because recently he's been Lazio's best defender. He's a really good center back. Actually, you know what, AG, I don't want to talk too much. You go ahead. Sorry.
No. He's a warrior. No. Not even that. I think Johnny brought up some good points. He's a warrior on and off the pitch. This guy, he beat out cancer. He played at a high level in Serie A, and I think he deserves a spot on this team. He's been one of the better defenders in Serie A. Love.
So you're in this spot. Could you say that you're in this spot?
I personally think so. Maybe people disagree, but I personally think so. Like I said, warrior, and he brings that depth and veteran experience and veteran mentality going into a tournament with a lot of young players. So I think it's
Bonucci. This is another great guy. He's 34 years old. Has he been consistent lately?
Yeah.
No,
really.
He's on and off. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's bad.
So he's there for the veteran presence, right, guys?
He plays well with Chiellini. If he's not playing with Chiellini, he struggles.
Exactly what Nicholas said. Exactly. Bonucci only has to play with Chiellini. If he doesn't play with Chiellini, he's a mess in the back.
Are you kidding me? Okay, Alessandro Bastoni. How old is this guy? Bastoni, 22 years old.
Remember the name. Yeah. I think he's gonna be the next Chiellini. At least for the
because this guy, he's
gonna be the captain one day.
Yeah,
Inter won, eh?
Yeah, they won the league title this year.
Yeah,
one of the big.
I think he's gonna be even better, not better than Chiellini, but just different than Chiellini.
Okay, this is a guy that you gotta buy his rookie, right? No, but I'm serious.
I guess so. Yeah, you could do that. It's not a bad thing to say. I mean, it probably went up in stock a bit because of the league title. But
listen, do you think there's ever going to be a defender like Cannavaro? Another Cannavaro? No.
I mean, it's more like is there ever going to be another defender like Maldini? If there's going to be another defender
there's not going to be. Not for a long time.
Exactly. Like if there's ever Cannavaro was great, but I'd probably place him in arguably top 5 Italian defenders of all time, and that's arguably there's a lot of we were
there's a lot of names.
But to me, growing up, it was Cannavaro. Like if I would play on PS2 there, FIFA 2001, it was Cannavaro all the way.
But he's like our Capitano of 06. He's our legend as well. But like Johnny is mentioning, there are other names like we said, Maldini, Nesta.
Mm-hmm. Nesta was good.
These are other names up there, but Cannavaro is definitely in there for sure.
Florenzi, guys, is useful.
He's a veteran. He's all right back.
Starting right back.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Is this the last defender? Toloi. Toloi, is that your shit?
This is an interesting Ange. This is interesting one.
He just transferred to the Italian team.
Oh yeah,
he's Brazilian. He's Brazilian.
He just got his Italian citizenship this year.
Nice. Okay, so we got another Brazilian on the team. That's good news there.
Yeah.
Let's see the midfielders now. We have Manuel Locatelli.
Very good young player. Energetic.
He's young. You might get a start tomorrow, Ange. You might get a start.
Yeah.
We're not sure. Yeah. We're not sure about our.
Okay, is there anybody here that's a Pirlo? Like you could just say yes or no, and then we'll get to the player. But is there anybody out of these midfielders that to me is like a Pirlo?
Are you talking about like a holding midfielder or a midfielder that makes the good starting pass to start a play?
I'm just saying as talented as Pirlo. Like,
if you want a guy that like it's good at making the first pass to start a play and get out of the zone, you have 2 options in Verratti and Jorginho. Yeah,
Verratti's the next guy. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Verratti. 28 years old.
He needs to be healthy, Ange.
He's from Paris. Paris Saint-Germain, right?
Yeah. He needs to be healthy though. He's right. Right now. He's injured, so we're not sure about tomorrow. We fingers crossed that he starts tomorrow, but
Okay.
He might not start tomorrow. We might see him win in the tournament. So
I've seen his autograph because I do some scouting on cards. I saw his autograph. It's pretty low right now. So what do you think? Is he somebody I should pick up?
Yeah, you better buy now before he explodes in the tournament.
Okay, because the thing is with soccer, it's about the autograph. That's what people like chase. So if you get his autograph right away, it could go up to hundreds. Like I remember Ronaldo, like a long time, it wasn't that much, and then it just blew up. Like now, you will not find a Ronaldo autograph, Cristiano Ronaldo. But yeah, I think he's somebody I should definitely pick up then, if that's what you guys are saying about him. So we have Verratti, we have Gaetano Castronova. Castrovili. Okay, what about this guy? He's good. 24. Young team.
Today.
He's okay.
Nick, what happened today, Nick? Tell him what happened.
He came into the team today because Lorenzo Pellegrini got injured, so he came in.
Oh, okay.
He's okay. Like, he had a good season last year. This season, he struggled a bit more. Like, he is a good young player.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously, if there's no injuries, he's not on the team, right? So
just think about it like this. We're missing two good midfielders right now. We might even lose a third if Verratti's not ready to go.
We lost
exactly.
And we lost Pellegrini.
So we have Jorginho.
Yeah.
Pessina, good guy.
Another player that came in because of injury, but he's good. He's good. He's a bit of a more offensive player. But with Castrovilli, he's in because of 2 injuries, so shows where he is on the depth chart. So
and who's
he's
that guy? Politano or something like that?
Politano.
Wow,
he's an attacker.
Okay, why? What's the story with that? What's the drama?
Okay, so basically, Politano had a great year for Napoli, except he wasn't like the main starter for Napoli. They were trading him back and forth with Lozano.
Okay,
and but Politano as a right winger, he has a lot of competition because you could put Chiesa in the right wing slot if you want to. You have Berardi in the right wing slot. You have I think Raspadori can play in the right, but that was the controversy point. They're like, why are you bringing up a player like Raspadori when you have Politano who scored 9 new goals and I think it was something like 7 or 8 assists? It was a bit of a snub.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big shocking snub, but it's like, wow, that's interesting. But anyway, moving on.
86 Inc. said, I'm going to start up top for Italy ahead of Mobile. And Raw said, my hero, Domenico Berardi.
He's on form.
Thomas said, Chiesa's too good. So Chiesa, guys.
Thomas is my new favorite person.
23 years old. Okay, I got to buy this guy's rookie card right now. 23 years old.
You should have done it last week.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something.
You should have done it 3 years ago when I was hyping him up.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm going to tell you something about soccer stuff. First of all, the cards are expensive. Any product you buy in soccer is very expensive. And it's very hard to find in Canada and North America. It's mostly in Europe, these cards. Obviously, the market is in Europe, right?
You get them at eBay, or where do you buy these things?
Yeah, but it's expensive. And if you go to a local card store, most of them don't really sell soccer stuff. And if they do sell soccer stuff, it goes right away. Like Johnny, I'm sure you know, it goes right away.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I ever remember when I used to work at Palais. I don't think I ever remember seeing soccer. It was rare, and it would never really move because I guess people didn't know about it. But
the other 3 midfielders we have is Cristante, Barella, and I think
Bernardeschi.
Barella.
Good guys to have in the midfield, guys.
Barella is probably
Barella.
Yeah,
Barella's good. Yeah,
Barella is probably going to be our best offensive.
94. Guys, we have a young team. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. We're very young this tournament, so keep your eyes peeled for a lot of our young players. This guy up on the screen right now, if anybody's watching on YouTube, Barella. He's he just won the league, the Scudetto with Inter, and he was a focal point in that team and in that midfield. Really? He's a box-to-box type of guy. He's a hustler. He's small, but he's a grinder. And I think he'll explode even more than he already has in the Euros.
Yeah. And now the most important part, we have the forwards.
The attack.
We have Belotti, we have Insigne, Domenico Berardi, like Raul was saying, Ciro Immobile. I hear a lot of stuff about Immobile, okay? The guy Simone on Instagram, I don't know if you know him. It's the guy that he's from Boston and he just breaks everything.
Simone.
He just goes to a depender and starts breaking things. Dove stai Enzo Dong? And he starts breaking things. Yeah. He loves Immobile. So obviously this guy's a talented player, right?
Ciro,
yeah.
Ciro.
Yeah.
He plays through Lazio. Okay, 31. Okay.
He won Golden Boot last year, which is the top goal scorer in all competitions in all of Europe last year. He's a player that he needs the service. He's a type of striker that, like, he's got great passing midfielders in Lazio. That's why he's able to put up all these great numbers. In the Italian national team, it's not the same system. It's not the same mid. So obviously he's not scoring every game, and people get pissed off because he's the main striker. And obviously when you're the number one guy, you want him to score. But my counterpoint is France won, like I brought it up many times before, France won the World Cup in 2018 with their main striker, Olivier Giroud, doing nothing. Like, he didn't score any goals. But what he did, though, was that he absorbed the center backs, he opened up the space for the wingers. The wingers in France are probably some of the best quality wingers you can find in the world, and they would do all the offensive work. And even their mid, you got Pogba, who could just blaze it from far, you know, like, it's just like sometimes your main striker is not going to be the guy who's going to be putting in the net all the time. Sometimes you just got to distract the defenseman to make your winger score. Pretty much.
Thomas is saying, why didn't Moise Kean make it?
Yeah, I'm asking.
We're all wondering too, but apparently
he's a good player. He's what, a midfielder?
Very good.
You know, he's a forward.
Forward. Why didn't they choose him?
Nick, what is he? 22 years old as well. 21. What is he? 20.
Yeah, I think
he's early 20s.
I think he's the same age as Donnarumma, so I think he's 22.
22. Yeah.
Who's better, Insigne or Immobile?
Well, you can't really compare because they play different positions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
it's like comparing Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, you know, different positions.
But Insigne is probably one of our key players up front.
Really?
I hope.
Yeah, because he's probably the most in-form Italian right now. Late towards the end, like the last half of the season, he was on fire for Napoli. Great. You can either be a playmaker or you can just snipe the corners for the shots and stuff. He likes to use the right foot curl, so like you'll see him sometimes in the tournament like cut in and use his right foot to try to hit the back right end of the post. But he's great at making passes. He's got great offensive sense.
He's got to be a leader. He's got to be a leader. He's one of the vets, Ange, on this team.
Really?
He's, he has, you know, he's a big character. He has a lot of personality, but he's a small guy. But I think, like Johnny said, when he's on his game, he's almost unstoppable, and that's what we need. We need our attack to keep on being consistent and keep on rolling, because everybody wants to nag on our attack, but we have to.
Berardi's good guy, guys.
Really good.
Berardi,
really
this season,
good.
fantastic.
Excited.
Season,
I'm excited about him.
From Sassuolo. Where is that, Sassuolo?
It's in Emilia-Romagna.
Oh, okay. So who's the top scorer out of these guys? By the way, Giacomo Raspadori, he's good?
He's young. He only has
21 years old. Unbelievable.
He only has one appearance for the senior squad, and it was a friendly that happened last week.
Yeah. June 4th.
He had a good U21 Euro tournament, and I think Mancini has a lot of faith in him, and I think they have a plan for Raspadori in the future. Because why else would you bring an inexperienced rookie to a major tournament when you could have given it to Moise Kean? Especially that Moise Kean can play the right or the middle.
But is this a guy that we can see a long time from now being very good?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I mean, like unless he burns himself out in some way or just doesn't, he just fizzles.
It's too early to tell for sure.
100%. He only has one senior appearance, and so we can't judge it off of that.
And Roberto Mancini, the coach, guys, what do you think about him?
Oh,
great coach.
I love him. I think I'm gonna invite him to my wedding. Like, this guy's amazing.
Best man.
He's even best man.
He's best man.
And just to give you like context, okay, I know you're not a big soccer fan, but you know about the whole like Manchester City last minute goal win, like where the goes like, and they last goal. Mancini was the coach for Man City at the time.
Okay,
and just to even roll off. Sorry, Jai, just to even roll off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mancini brought, and we don't like to mention it, but he brought Italy from a dark time into a positive light right now with this team. He's kind of brought in this mentality with the Italian national team in a new direction. This isn't your nonno's azzurri, we like to say. This is a new modern Italia, and
very offensive, very fast.
And he brought a whole new spirit. So for us, hats off to him. Let's see what he does in a tournament, though. We haven't seen that yet. We're 27 games undefeated going into the tournament, Ange. So that's a big, bit of pressure. There's games that in Rome that they're going to be playing at home. So we got to see how he does in the tournament. But for right now, hats off to Roberto Mancini.
86 Inc. said, shout out to Kulak, Finglas, and Ballymun.
Not sure.
Who are those people?
Not sure. No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
No clue.
The Ange Tv Show, for those that don't know, tell us where the Rollins is a super fan. He's amazing. Okay, guys, it's that time of the night that you've all been waiting for. And by the way, I have 2 rookie cards, guys. I don't know if you could see. I have Frankie de Jong, rookie. Is he good? Frankie de Jong, he's good?
Yeah, plays for Barcelona, I think.
Plays for Barcelona. Where does he play internationally? Netherlands.
Netherlands.
And I have a Panini Contenders rookie ticket of James Madison. So I don't know.
England,
he's good, this player.
Good young
James
player.
Madison is good. Yeah.
I think. I mean, I'm not sure, but he plays for England, so he's gonna get a lot of hype. So.
Yeah. Thomas said Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli.
Oh yeah, Aguero.
I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. So watch it and drink it.
Like this again. So watch it, drink it in. I'm not even a Man City fan. But
listen, imagine going to Manchester United or Manchester City and watching a game at a pub there. Like I need a helmet, like
and just think of literally the league title was decided by that goal. Like I think Man United were about to win please correct me if I'm wrong because I don't follow the Prem super well, but from what the story was, like they're both playing at the same time in the last game of the season. Man United, they're screen watching because they got the result that they needed. Besides the fact that if Man City wins the game, they win the title. And at the literal last minute of the game, they had that miracle play, and City won the league title because of that last minute play. Wow. It was bananas. Just watch it. It's probably one of the most iconic moments, not just in Premier League history, but in soccer history for how much it was on the line at the time.
Wow, yeah, I just looked at the standings. They actually finished the season tied on points.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It was the goal differential that caused it.
The head-to-head. Man City beat Man U twice that season, so it was head-to-head, and that's what won them the league that year. So
our boy Balotelli
plus that goal.
That goal doesn't happen. Probably Balotelli's only assist in his career. You know that goal. That goal doesn't happen.
By the way, why didn't they take Balotelli after the Euro there? I think it was 2016.
There's a nice big story about Balotelli.
He lost. His career just went down.
12 was his year. The Euro 2012 was his year. 2016, I mean, he kind of went a bit down. I don't know. I've always been a fan of Balotelli. I know a lot of people like to hate him, but I don't know. I've always loved him.
But don't you think, for what he did in 2012, they would pick him in 2016? That's what I don't get.
Well, his career was down by that point.
The form, he kind of went, like Nick said, he went down, right? So.
In 2014, he did not show up for Italy, and that was the problem. He's the type of player that needs to. He's like Cassano. Some of the best potential in the world, but squanders it because of a bad attitude or a bad
So he was playing 2014, at the World Cup, right?
But he just didn't. He didn't show up when we needed him to.
What happened to Italy in 2014? Was it the Slovakia?
They lost in the group stage.
Yeah,
when
we underestimated
Suarez bit Kylian.
What did we lose to?
We lost to.
We lost to Uruguay and
Uruguay. Yeah, it was
Costa Rica. No.
Or 32.
We beat England, lost to Costa Rica, lost to Uruguay.
That's it, Costa Rica. Terrible.
But it was
terrible.
The Uruguay, I believe, it was in the next round, right?
No, it was in the group stage.
It was in the group stage.
And we didn't even make it past. Yeah, I remember. 2014 was terrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, Group A, Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, and Wales. So you're saying it could be 2 to 3 teams that advance? So we're not able to know right now?
The top two guarantee.
Yeah.
The top 2 guarantee, and then the third place, all of the third place teams, the top 4 out of the 6 third place teams advance. So if you finish top 2, you're going through.
Okay, so who are the top 2 in this group? Group A.
I think we've had different predictions on our show the other night or the other week, whatever
it's
it was.
Hard to tell,
Italy and Turkey, maybe.
Me personally, I'm saying Italy, Turkey. Me personally.
Italy, Turkey.
They got mad at me because I said that Italy, our history of group stage games, we always start off slow and it's always waited till the last day for us to see if we make it on or not. And I said Wales first, Italy second, and they almost lynched me on the show. But I'm still sticking by that. I don't care. I'll go with the off-the-wall pick. Wales first, Italy second.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
so you think Italy's going to maybe win 2, lose 1?
No,
I think they win all three.
Really?
They might tie one of the games. I don't know. I don't see a loss personally. Maybe we're still on this big high and big excitement for the Euros. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what's talking. But I don't see them really losing one of these games today. I'm speaking to today, Ange. I don't see it happening. Yeah. Maybe once I see them tomorrow, we change of heart. But I don't know. We have a good team. I think we can go far. So we'll see.
So to you, Switzerland doesn't really stand a chance against Italy and the other teams. Like
Switzerland is not as good as they used to be.
They're not as good. Okay.
In the early 2010s and stuff, they had a good team. They had a lot of good. They had good like above average players in many positions. Now that generation is come and gone, and they're
okay.
And
Ange, if I may. For all any of your listeners, please don't take these predictions seriously. We don't want to get no messages. We bet the it didn't happen. We're just a disclaimer. We're saying it right now on the show.
It is predictions, guys. Like I said,
tournaments can always be surprising. That's
exactly. At the end of the day, guys, trust me. Every year, even in hockey, like we see underdogs. So these are just predictions, guys. Okay. Okay, so you have Italy, and most of you guys have Italy and Wales. Okay, that's it. We'll see about that. We'll see. You know what? At the end of the group stages, we'll see.
Turkey or Wales. Turkey or Wales. Yeah.
Turkey. For some reason, I have a feeling Turkey's strong. That's what I'm hearing. So
they're a decent spot.
Yeah, like I'm honestly predicting a tie between Turkey and Italy. That's just my opinion. Anyways, guys, Group B. Okay. This is actually it's not a very easy group, guys.
No.
We have Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia. Who are the top two in this group, guys?
Nick, what do you think?
Well, just answer James' question. I freaking love Bastian Schweinsteiger. I honestly do. I see Bastian Schweinsteiger. Yes, I'll give him a shout.
Yeah. Listen, Germany, when they won the cup, it was beautiful. I should have bought a Germany sweater. It was just an amazing team. Like so much. And you know what, guys? One of my favorite, I'm not the greatest player, but one of my favorite players, Miroslav Klose. That guy used to header so many goals in. What a class.
International legend, Klose.
He's a machine. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, to me, Italy and Russia, not Italy, right? Italy and Germany is like the Canada and Russia of hockey. You know what I mean?
Well, they are. Besides Brazil, they're the most winningest European, most winningest international nation. Yeah. Germany's got 4 World Cups, 4 Euro Cups. Italy's got 4 World Cups, 1 Euro.
Yeah.
It's even in like France has got 2 World, 2 Euros. Like no other nation kind of comes close in terms of international titles. Like I think Spain's got 1 World. Well, Spain has 1 World Cup and I think 2 Euros.
At least 2 Euros. Yeah. They want 2 back to back.
Like
right?
2. Yeah. No, they also want a third. I think they have 3 Euros actually. So nonetheless, like it's like if you're gonna talk about the big giants in Europe, the OGs, the big 2 are Germany, Italy.
Who's Diogo Jota? He said we'll destroy every defense.
He's a young Portuguese player, attacker. He's
good.
Yeah, keep your eyes out. I think the Portuguese team is a good team, but
they're very good young squad.
We'll get to it, Ange, because they're at the end there, but they're in a tough group.
So Thomas is saying Belgium and Russia. What do you guys say?
I agree.
Belgium,
unanimous, guys. Belgium and Russia.
Denmark for me.
Yeah, I say Belgium, Denmark as well. Watch out for
really. Okay, I'm gonna say honestly, guys. I'm gonna say Belgium and Russia.
But Ange, I'm gonna say whatever the third place team is gonna have a shot. I think I have a good shot to make it as one of the third place teams. If it's Denmark or Russia.
To me, Denmark, they're very defensive, right?
Because Belgium's probably like
the players up top too.
Belgium's probably the favorites to win this group. They're such a great squad, and this is probably the end.
Honestly, I don't know how people are not saying Belgium's going to win the whole thing. Like to me,
they always disappoint.
They got a shot.
They always disappoint, and people.
I remember they were getting better and better every single big tournament. These guys were getting better and better. Like it's like very strong. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I haven't watched them lately. So you guys so we're not really going to say who's going to win right now, but. Anyways, you're saying Belgium, Russia. We'll go with Belgium, Russia, guys, right? One of you said maybe Denmark. So, we'll see. We'll see who's right. Group C. Wow. Group C, if there's like a group of death, this is like the group of like alive. No, but I mean, unless I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but we have Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, and Ukraine. Who's finishing in the top two, guys?
Austria, Netherlands.
Austria, Netherlands?
Or I think Netherlands have to finish first. I don't know.
Wait, you're telling me? Okay, so Austria. Okay, I haven't heard of Austria being a strong team in soccer. So this year they got what it takes.
Nick, what do you think? I don't know.
Not what it takes, but what it takes maybe to make it out of the group. That or Ukraine. I think that's almost a toss-up.
Yeah, but to me, historically, I would go right away. I would see Ukraine, Netherlands. But I'm saying, is Ukraine still a very, like, if I'm not mistaken, Ukraine was Shevchenko, right?
Guess who coaches them now? Shevchenko. Yeah.
Okay, but what's the story? Are they going to make it to the next round?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably going to be one of the third place teams, if not the second place team, because they're well coached. They finished on top of Portugal in their qualifier group. They're a squad that they're well managed and can be surprising if you underestimate them.
Yeah,
I say
Thomas O'Connor said Netherlands and Ukraine going through.
Yeah.
James said, "Well, no, either Chelsea or FC Barcelona is going to win."
Wrong competition.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's cool. So I'm gonna go with Netherlands. I don't know. Netherlands, Ukraine. I gotta go with that.
Yeah,
I'll go with
I
that.
agree.
Group D, guys. We have Croatia. This one looks pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. Croatia, Czech Republic, England, Scotland. Who's finishing at the top, guys?
And what's interesting about this group, so that I don't think we mentioned it, but this tournament it's not in one location. It's hosted all over Europe, and each group has two host cities. And so for this group, the host cities are Wembley Stadium in England, and then also like England is the host, and then also Scotland is the host. So this group is played in the UK, and you have England and Scotland in the same group. So already there's a rivalry, and they each get home games. So Scotland obviously not the strongest team out of this four, but they're going to be at home and they're going to be playing the rivals. So I think there's going to be a lot of motivation for them to do well. They could probably surprise some people. Obviously, England has the expectation to win this group. Croatia coming off 2018 World Cup loss. They're a good team too. But they're also an older team. They don't have a lot of young guys coming up, so they're an older team. But I still think they could do good. I still think it's going to be England and Croatia going through. But Scotland could surprise some people.
Yeah, me right away, I would say hands down England and Croatia. I don't know, like what you guys think.
In that order as well for me. In that order.
Yeah, but as you would like to say, can he do it on a rainy day in Stoke?
We'll see.
But guys, Croatia, are they still the same team as the last? Was the World or the Euro?
It was the World Cup.
The World Cup in 2018.
World 2018. Yeah, are they still the same team?
More or less.
I think more or less. Yeah.
More or less the same squad. They still have the quality. And them too, they're like Belgium, where they're at the tail end of a golden generation. I think they still have some gas left in the tank. I could see them as the winners of the group, to be honest with you. I think England kind of succumbs a bit under pressure and finishes second. They falter a bit. I'm not, especially for the history of the team. I don't have high expectations. I'm not trying to disrespect the English here, but what I'm saying is that they always have these amazing players that just, like I said before, just don't show up internationally. So
what could happen if England doesn't make it? Like I'm like seriously, can we see burnt jerseys? Like if
the country separate from Europe. Oh wait, that already happened.
No, but I mean, it's gonna be like a Toronto Maple Leaf situation. Honestly,
yeah, it'll be hell on earth, especially on the other side there.
Yeah. Group E, guys. By the way, James says, is there some kind of forfeit for Ange if his predictions fail? So maybe is there a dare I have to do if I'm not right?
I don't know. It's your show, Ange.
Listen, I don't know if I do that. I'm not an expert, but James actually mailed me spicy chocolate, guys. I'm gonna tell you something.
Ooh.
Have you guys ever eaten the spicy hot chocolate challenge, whatever?
I had a friend who did it on live stream, and it was
guys, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's good. No,
do not do. I'm telling you, as a friend, do not do it. I have an ulcer in my tongue. I'm not sure.
Mamma mia.
That's how hot it was, guys. It was insanely. It was the hottest thing I ever. There's ghost pepper in there. There's that ghost pepper jalapeno. What's the other one there? Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
The Scoville unit was like 10 million. I think it was like, don't do it. Anyways, guys, Group E. He said, do you think Poland has a chance?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Really?
Of course, one or two. I think two, but between Spain and them, I think is the obvious bets. I think many people will go with. I personally think it's going to be Spain, Poland. But Poland,
really?
But Poland has a good squad. They got some good midfielders. Yeah, Johnny.
Is Ibra playing for Sweden?
No, he's hurt.
No, he's injured. He came back out of retirement just not to participate.
Okay, guys. So you're saying Spain and Poland?
Yes,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
but has Lewandowski, who's
Spain.
The most
this isn't
striker right now.
Spain. It's not the Spain of 10 years ago. They got some older players. They had a couple of COVID cases too, so they have that distraction.
Yeah.
Are they playing in Spain? Are they playing in Spain?
I think so.
They're playing in Spain, and I think it's.
Don't quote us, guys. I think it's Spain, but I'm not sure.
Did Lewandowski win Golden Boot this year too?
I think so. Yeah,
I think Lewandowski was the Golden Boot winner this year. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, for Poland.
Yeah,
he's
for most.
They're
so
good team.
He's the striker for Poland.
Wait, every country has a Golden Boot?
No. Last year was Immobile. This year was Lewandowski.
James said, I think if Ange's predictions fail, he should wear a clown costume for 24 hours. And what if I win? There's got to be something if I win. Come on, I can't just do something like, it doesn't make sense. But guys, is Slovakia the team that beat Italy? Like, are they still that team? You know what I mean?
I'll have Matic Hamsik, one of my number one loves. So I wouldn't say yes, but
I think that was one of the most heartbreaking. Was it the Euro? I think it was the Euro.
No, it was the World Cup 2010. World Cup?
How much they beat us? 2-0, I think.
It was 2-1. To
me, it was just embarrassing and heartbreaking. Like, what I mean?
because Lippi wanted to go with his old favorites instead of playing the two Napolitani, and then when he puts on Di Natale and Quagliarella at the same time, guess who scores goals that we've been having trouble doing the entire tournament?
Those two guys.
But even guys, look at Tony. Okay, we won the cup with him. We don't choose him after that. I don't get it.
He was old. He was old.
He's good. Like,
but he was like he had one last good run in
2008.
2008. And then like in the league, but that was it.
Okay, James, I'll eat Bella Buff, but you're paying for it.
There you go, Ange.
And this is the final group, guys.
The group, and just quickly, watch out for Sweden in that group as well.
Really?
They might make. Yeah, there's some good players there.
So they're a hot third place team for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, guys, the final group, the group of death over here, Group F. You have France, you have Germany, Hungary, and Portugal. Wow. If I were to guess, guys, I mean, based on my very poor knowledge of international soccer, obviously France. And you know what, guys? Spoiler alert, I think France is going to win the Euro. That's my opinion. So France, Portugal is very good, guys. This is a tough one, honestly. Look, at the end of the day, I'm just going to say France, Germany, Portugal make it in. I mean, I don't see how they can't.
Yeah.
I don't see how they can't.
Well, listen, in 2016, Portugal finished third. They won the whole thing. I don't want to say I don't want to say it's gonna be a carbon copy this year, but these three teams are advancing. So however you want to position them, that's only going to affect who they play later on, like in the bracket after, like out of the group stage games. So it's going to be tough. But all three of these teams will advance.
Unanimous, France is finishing first.
I just want to say groups like these. I say groups like these should be illegal. This is unfair.
Why?
Like it's too many good teams in one little spot. Like you're gonna thankfully the third place slot. Yeah, thankfully the third place slot exists because it would be criminal. Like France, obviously they're going through a second golden generation of their time. Portugal's a very good young team and they're probably going to be even better as a year. Yeah, because they won the U21 Euros this year. They have a great young squad right now, and they're going to get more good young players coming in. Germany, their mid is probably one of the best in the world too. And they have solid players in the back end too. Their mine shaft is never going to change. They're too good. So I see your point. For me, Ange, I see you saying France first. I actually think Germany first, but France can be second, and not because they're bad, but because of the circumstances. Portugal finishes third, so they're probably going to be the best third place team out of all the groups.
Wow. So, guys, the burning question here, the final burning question. Who is going to win the Euro Cup? I already told you guys my prediction, France. But maybe you guys know something that I don't know. Maybe you guys are looking at the way the brackets are going to fall.
No,
because that's important, right? Like, I don't know how this works, who's going to play who. But based on with the groups, the brackets, okay, he already has Italy there. But for the rest of you guys, who's going to win?
Heart says Italy, brain says France.
Really?
I think Nick said it right. I think he said it right. Like, listen, Angelo, a lot of good teams. That group of that, there's a lot of great teams just there, right? I think any of those teams can have a chance. I think, like Nick said, our hearts say Italy. And don't get me wrong, I think we have all the capabilities to make it all the way and maybe even win it. We're not sure. Down the stretch.
We have two Italys here. Okay.
It's tough. I'm gonna go stick with Nick. I'm gonna say my heart says Italy, but my brain says France, and maybe my betting ways would say France as well. But it's just the more popular pick. And if you want to go with the green, we'll go Italy. But
I have to go with France, logically. But at the end of the day, I have a feeling that Italy is gonna have like a Habs type of Cinderella thing. I just feel it. No, I'm serious.
It's not as Cinderella like.
No, because they're already pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, also the Habs are going to get eliminated next round anyway. So
no, they won't. They're winning the cup.
Calm down, Johnny. Calm down. Listen,
we're celebrating the cup and the Euro Cup in the same year, Johnny.
No, you're not.
It's going to be a fun summer for Italian Habs fans.
Nope.
Listen, if the Islanders beat Tampa, there's no way we're not going to win that.
Don't sleep on the Islanders. Honestly, don't sleep on the Islanders. If they stifle you, get into the offensive. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to stop talking hockey because we're going to go off.
At the end of the day, the Habs made it farther than the Leafs and Bruins, so that's all that matters.
And you guys did the same thing in 2010, and what happened the year afterwards?
Yeah, exactly. But in 2014, if
you had to take out our best player,
if Kreider didn't run into Price,
yeah,
you guys were not beating the Kings. You guys
would have been able to beat the Kings, but still,
Gary Price was hot.
That Kings team.
Really,
Gary Price was hot.
They were such a good puck possession team. You guys were never going to touch the puck. They're going to make you guys skate circles and score when you're tired out. But anyway.
But one thing, guys, I want to mention, one of the most disgusting Euro Cups, it was one of the greatest until the finals, 2012 Euro Cup, guys. I mean, you make it that freaking far, all the way to the final. We're so excited. It was like the post-2006 craze of Italy.
Yeah.
And what happens? You get destroyed by Spain. I think it was, 4-0?
Yeah,
they didn't show up. It was disgusting, guys. It was so sad. Well, I'd rather lose in the first round. You play
with injured players. You're playing against the best Spain, one of the best soccer teams of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
At that time, the best 11 you probably ever seen in your lifetime, type of thing.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall. We were a smart team, but we made some questionable decisions that game. We started off with the wrong formation, and that midfield in Spain, nobody can match up. And nowadays, soccer is won in the midfield. Soccer is
won and lost in the midfield. You're right. Yeah, and it was a tough pill to swallow in 2012. We saw some bright spots and we saw some great moments, but I think at the end of the day, Spain was just unfortunately the better team at that time, on that day at least, right? So. It was a tough pill to swallow, but that's why we continue supporting. We're optimistic for tournaments in the future, especially tomorrow as we kick off.
I'm so excited, guys, and I have to work. That's what sucks. It's smacking at the end of my shift, but by the time I get home, are you guys gonna be able to watch it?
Yeah, we're gonna be together. We're gonna be together tomorrow.
I took the day off tomorrow, so
you took the day off. You're like.
I ahead. I had saved up vacation days, and I'm like, okay, Italy plays on this day, take off.
So
plays on that day. If they win their group, they play on this day, take off that day.
Yeah, exactly.
The good thing I did is that I have a vacation July 1st till the end, till 2 weeks, for 2 weeks after that. So I'm good for the knockout stage.
Yeah, I'm off from basically from Saint Jean through Canada Day. Basically, I go back, July 5th. So I'm off, that week. Italy hopefully will play a couple of knockout stage games during that time. Yeah. This week I worked a bit later each day, so that tomorrow I could finish early. at 3 o'clock to watch the game.
A little bit of sacrifice in life, guys.
When it's Italy, they're hopefully going to sacrifice a lot on the pitch for us. We're going to sacrifice a bit for them.
Exactly.
Listen, it would be amazing to see you guys commentating on some kind of a network. I don't know, maybe I don't know if TV is French, I guess, but what would be like an outlet for you guys, like TSN radio,
CBC, TSN.
that would be just phenomenal to see.
Spotify.
Is that something that you guys are looking like dreaming? But I mean, is that something which you guys would do? If
they offer us that tomorrow, we're taking it. There's no question.
I need to watch. If I'm watching Italy game, commentators, they got to be neutral, right? If I'm watching Italy game, I have to cheer for them. I'm not working for nobody. I focus on the game, and that's it.
That's a good point.
Out of all three of us, like Nicholas is the one that's the most professionally trained because he actually studied it, has a degree in it. He's the one who's most qualified for it. Like I would be the babbling idiot that would probably mince up his words half the time. People would make memes about me because of all the things. I'd be the Rick Giannerate of commentating.
Gian, right? Yeah. But in Canada, guys, I don't know if you guys agree with it, but in Canada, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of work for soccer and commentating, is there? In Canada,
I don't think so.
Not really. Yeah. Like they had Lloyd Barker on CTV News, they got rid of him. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, here it's tough.
It's gonna
pick up. In the States, it's picking up a bit.
Because Canada's going through like a good generation of players.
Okay. Go.
There's a ding dong somewhere.
Yeah, it's my doorbell.
Recorded Chinese.
It's probably my mom's home or something. Canada's going through a golden generation, and right now they're going to play against Haiti on June 12th and June 15th, and the winner of that home and away gets put in an 8-team pot with Mexico, USA, Panama, Jamaica, a couple of other teams. I can't remember them right now. And the top three of those teams move on to the World Cup, and the fourth place team plays in a playoff to get to the World Cup. Canada right now, they're going through one of their better waves of players. They might actually have a chance to get to the 2022 World Cup, and because of that, build up momentum. And because we're a host nation in 2026,
it's next year. Oh shit, that's cool.
And then in 2026, we're one of the host countries with Mexico and USA. So the World Cup in our neck of the woods, and obviously the attention is going to have to start building up. People are going to start looking at it. You will see more and more as the years go by. Yeah. More coverage of soccer. It's going to start up.
But when's the last time they made the World Cup?
86.
Yeah.
And what was our best finish?
86. They didn't win a game in the group. That was the only time.
Yeah. They were present.
That's embarrassing.
Participation award, Ange. What do you know what I mean?
Why is it that the United States as a team at least
350 million people
compared to 36, and
also
they
have 10 times the population. They have a lot more money.
Time out. What's your counter argument to Norway then, Nicholas?
European.
Okay, but that's the
Europeans know how to develop soccer. If you talk to anybody who's trained trained in Europe or learn from European coaches, and they come here and they coach soccer, they'll all say the same thing. We don't know how to. North Americans don't know how to coach soccer.
At the grassroots level,
and Norway isn't that good, Jenny. They have Holland, and that's it. They didn't even qualify for the Euros.
What I'm trying to say is that it doesn't have to do with population size. It has to do with how much you put into the actual development of your players.
I think that's what Nick's saying.
The guys,
he put off his population. Yeah. It's not population. It's how much money you put towards the grassroots.
But in the U.S., they pay a lot, guys. The Olympics. Yeah. Why do you think they win all the goals? They pay a lot. You know how many U.S. training camps are?
Yeah, exactly.
But Jen, you can't compare also Canada and U.S. to Norway because they do different competitions. So Norway has a different qualifying route. They'll play the European teams, but they don't go to the Euros. They don't go to the World Cup. Canada has to play against the U.S. Canada population, we're 37 million. U.S. 320 million. 10 times the people, 10 times the talent. Obviously we're going to lose. You look at Mexico. Mexico has a good team. Canada just they have to figure out how to develop players at a young age.
That's the thing.
33 million people is enough to get talent. We have 33 million people, and we're the best hockey country in the world. Or 37 million, whatever.
My counterpoint was just to the population point that you said. I don't really think population has anything to do with it. What you said just now was the exact way. It's just the developmental program is not as good. We're finally getting some good young stars, but none of it's
like Russia. I'm surprised that they're good at soccer because I think it's the population, obviously, right? Like I'm surprised they're good at soccer. Usually it's hockey.
It's the European factor that Nicholas has too. It's the fact that playing different competitions, you have different quality coaches available to you. You're so close to other nations and stuff like
the mentality too. Like it's the mentality. Like they live and breathe soccer. There isn't any really other, like maybe for Russia, okay, fine, there's hockey, but like it's in here in North America, there's also like different avenues kids can go to.
Yeah,
like, there isn't only soccer. There isn't only hockey. Like we have so many different sports. Like North American sports compared to Europe is just night and day. Yeah, they have some of the same that we have, like hockey, basketball, and stuff like that. But it's not as emphasized. Like in Europe, it's like a religion. Like you go to Italy, Spain, like some of these big countries, it's a religion, soccer, right? So they don't know anything else. Like that's kind of like what they're known to develop.
When it's
and that's why
in 2026, seriously, we have to go to a World Cup game. Like that would be insane. You think it's gonna be in Montreal? No, I don't know.
Well, we were supposed to be one of the host cities, and then Soccer Quebec made a statement that saying that the government of Quebec was not going to give them any funding for the upcoming World Cup or to make a claim for World Cup because of COVID reasons. But it's bullshit because pretty much Quebec just doesn't want. It's stupid. Very missed opportunity. If it ends up being true that Montreal is not a host city,
that's gonna be freaking sad.
Yeah, hopefully Soccer Canada intervenes.
Honestly, if it requires the Quebec government to inject like $100 million, $200 million to
back 3 times, even more.
No, you don't. You don't.
I don't get it. You gotta make money.
You don't make that much money.
Big time money. It could be like an Expo 67.
I have a book, Soccernomics. They talk about how much money is made back from these tournaments. It's nothing, especially Montreal. Our biggest events, F1, Jazz Festival, Habs going deep in the playoffs because those are events that they don't require a lot of money and get money back. You're not going to get $200 million for hosting 3 World Cup games. Go, Johnny.
Wow.
For real question. Okay, so in the Soccernomics book, how many times those countries that did not make their money back was due to the fact that they actually had to spend money to build the infrastructure, to build the stadium, to build the housing for the players, to build the touristic spots, to build hotels or renovate like Montreal, because of the international events that we've had. And I want to say recently, like in the last 100 years, like we had Expo 67, we had the Summer Olympics in was it? Oh my God! It was
76.
And we paid for that until 2006.
Yes,
really?
but we still have the facility, and we still have the stuff. The players can go stay at the Expo 67 village if they want.
Village,
the Olympic Village. Like we have facilities for it. Like we could. Like it won't cost us much.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
All they want like 150 million just for the Olympic to repair the Olympic Stadium. That's way too much from a stadium that's not going to be used. What I would like to see is Saputo putting in his own money to expand Saputo Stadium. That's his money. He makes the money back. It costs. Personally, I don't want the Quebec government to spend money as long as it's not public money to host a couple of games in the World Cup, especially what we're going through now. It's not right to put that much money.
Needs a party pooper.
Saputo, ask Molson, ask whoever owns the Alouettes, ask Sergakis, ask all these private rich businessmen in the city. Tell them to put their money into it. Tell them they're going to get the money back. Montreal's going to get money back from tourism. Fine.
You're lucky I love you. You're lucky you're
we're
you know what?
2006 World Cup for 3 games to host 3 games. It's not enough.
Just imagine if we would have a World Cup. Like everybody would say, I don't think I'll ever have that experience ever again. Think about it.
You're right.
Just think about it for a second.
The only thing I could say that was close is like I went to when we had the U21 World Cup in Canada.
Congo or something.
That was fun.
Yeah, like I went to a couple of games. I went to go see, I think it was Brazil and South Korea or something. It was a weird game. And believe it or not, I think Brazil were down that game and they needed it was one of the first times live I actually see the goalie leaving his net to try to go in for the header in the last minute.
Right.
And I can't recall if I watched one women's World Cup game. I think I did back in 2000 and what was it, 12?
15.
15.
Yeah. But I remember the 21 World Cup. That was fun to watch.
Wow, you guys! I can't wait to do all these things. I hope there's more events here in Montreal right now.
It would be a dream. It's always away, 2026. But listen, I think it would be a missed opportunity. But I do understand the other side of it. What Nick is saying. We can't put ourselves, worse in a worser hole. But like I think it's a dream come true to have the World Cup here in Montreal. That would be a dream for any.
Okay, but are they saying that they have to do it? They have to do it at the Olympic Stadium. Is that what they're saying, or what?
Apparently.
And there's no other stadium we could use, no?
Well, where else?
Expand Saputo.
Even if they, I don't know.
I don't think he would do it for a couple games.
But you could. It also, at least Saputo Stadium, like the Impact use it. Nobody uses the Olympic Stadium. At least. And I feel like Saputo. I'm not a penny
in the Olympic Stadium.
You understand? Exactly.
That thing is a fubber.
Yeah.
Effed up beyond relief.
I'm not an engineer architect, but if you look at Saputo Stadium, it looks like it's pretty expandable, right? It looks like you could easily renovate it and put seating on top.
Well, maybe the government could pay half of it then to the extension cost.
I don't know. Plus,
maybe as long as it's really like not $100 million, of public money, and you're not going to make that money back.
Look, I'd rather spend it on that than going in their pockets or somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like a wasted. So it's like
exactly.
There's so many other ways that they waste their money, and for that, that's going to bring so much tourism and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for coming. I know you guys are all tired. It's almost 10:30. I'm tired as well. Listen, you guys have been amazing. Round of applause for our experts. Honestly, it's nice meeting you, Nick, and also Adriano. Seeing you in person, I guess. Not in person, but virtually again. I'm actually seeing you visually instead of audio or text. So guys, anytime you want to come back, be my guest. You know what I mean? Just let me know if there's like I said, I do pre-games. Like I have the Ange Network. It's a second channel, and we do like here. Like I said, I don't really do sports stuff because a lot of my viewers are not into sports. There's people that are just not sport people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Just the way it is. And I like to put it on the Ange Network because there it's more like I do a lot of different things over there that I wouldn't usually do on my main channel. So if you guys want to do pre-games, I'm open to that. Probably when we get to the knockout stage, it'll be a lot more interesting. And guys, anybody coming from the Calcio Guys, thank you very much for coming. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow the Ange TV Show, follow the Calcio Guys. For those of you that are going to be watching the replay, thank you very much. You guys are equally as important. I want to thank Johnny, Adriano, Nicholas for taking their time during the day to come and support me and the channel. You guys are great. Go also subscribe to the Calcio Guys on YouTube, right? You guys have a channel as well?
Yeah, YouTube.
And I'm looking forward to hang out with you guys. Maybe during the tournament, we could during a game. Maybe if you guys are somewhere, we could pass by
where to find us, Ange. You know where to find us.
Yeah. Where do I find you? Chucharo, Capivix, what bar?
Yeah,
they're West Islanders.
What's it called? Westies?
No. We don't fall under that bubble.
Listen, if you guys are from the West Island, I'm having some guests from the West Island coming soon, so stay tuned for that. I kind of did Montreal, then I went to Toronto. Now I'm kind of doing a U-turn back to the West Island.
There you go. Ange.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Don't forget, Monday, we're doing a power play with Ange and T. We got a lot to talk about, so stay tuned for that Monday at 8 o'clock. Guys, me and the Calcio Guys are signing out. Take care, guys. Ciao.
Ciao, guys. Forza Duri.
Forza Duri.